Good morning and welcome back, Trinidad and Tobago, where we continue to talk about the impact of Hurricane Irma on the Leeward Islands and particularly Antigua and Barbuda. And according to the Prime Minister, dear Mr. Brown, indicated that Irma damaged Barbuda's lone airport, which will now force officials to ferry supplies by boat and helicopter from Antigua. Brown estimated rebuilding would cost about $100 million. Here to talk about relief efforts via ITNAC, Is There Not a Cause, is Avonelle Hector Joseph. Good morning. How are you this morning? I know exhausted.
Sleepy, but I'm up and I'm doing what duty calls for.
Tell us about some of what
Good
you're
morning
doing.
to the viewers. Okay, well, I think all of us, there are things that happen in life that you have to respond. And in our organization, we say responsibility is the ability to respond. And I believe in Trinidad and Tobago, we have that ability to respond to our neighbors. I mean, just looking at the clip a while ago and seeing Venezuela responding, that really touched me because they have their own situations. And life calls us to, at times, dig in deep, even when we are facing all of our different challenges with, the dollar being what it is, the oil and everything else. This devastation, this calamity that we are seeing here, it is unprecedented as far as I know, at least within the last 15 years that our organization, ITNAC, has been doing work. You have usually maybe one main hurricane / storm, and you might find another one or two little baby ones coming, skirting around, and But here you have three major players. And in the case of Bermuda, where we saw between the statistics are saying between 85 to 95% decimation, you have the very likely possibility of a second storm within quick succession hitting these people again before they can even breathe, before they have even been able to open up the runway so that these persons affected by the first disaster can get relief. I understand that in St. Martin, I can't remember if it's the Dutch or the French side, there are actually containers and stuff floating in the water, pretty much like what happened with Haiti in the earthquake. And so it's hindering relief supplies coming in. So, the ports are experiencing problems. The airports are down. Communication, it was a key to doing what we do and getting reports and working on logistics. So, except for organizations that can really go in by air, it's a lot of wait and see. And now we see where there's a mandatory evacuation in Barbuda. So, what we have been doing is rallying troops and rallying support. We thank God for what's happening in the media and social media as well, that you don't have to really bring awareness to persons that a disaster has happened. They know it's happening, but it is bringing people's awareness to how that they can help, so they don't feel a sense like, what can I do?
What can we do? Okay.
Firstly, this is a long haul, because if you're talking about that level of devastation and $100 million to replace it, of course, no one NGO, not even the UN, I think, is in a position to rebuild Barbuda solely.
Yes.
But as citizens of Trinidad and Tobago, we can work within the first instance or the short term to bring immediate relief. And so we are asking persons to contribute whatever it is you can at this stage: food, of course, non-perishable items, canned items, packaged items, dry goods. We want to see how we can work with organizations that are on the ground in those countries, cooking meals actually, to supply them with things, because, give people dry goods. They don't have a stove, they don't have a fridge, whatever. How are they going to store these things? So we are trying to make communication on the ground with proven, tested partners of persons that we have worked with in the past. And so we're collecting baby supplies, wipes, diapers, sanitary products, and hygiene products, very, very important. Water, because water is critical, because a lot of times people end up sick. They've survived the disaster, whether it's a hurricane or storm or earthquake, whatever it is. But when they drink contaminated water, then you have outbreaks of cholera or diarrhea and all that, and we don't want that. So we're asking for water. We're asking things for tarpaulins, because we're looking at the 3 storms, and we still have the rest of September and October in that kind of hurricane season. So it's kind of scary how it's looking, and God forbid the tsunami acts up around Central America. We are hoping that by now the tsunami watch has been lifted, because it's just 3 hours they usually give you because of that 8.1 earthquake. So we are right now gathering all our support. We are negotiating with shippers, people who own boats, their agents. We are looking at another Lapocan. Folks, if you're listening, please give us a good deal. Where someone is communicating with Lapocan, we're checking the Coast Guard, who has been very helpful, because what we're seeking to do is to minimize our distribution costs for the relief. So if we can get in the goods that the public has donated to us, blankets and stuff, if we can pay as little as much, or where possible, no money for shipping these goods, then we can keep finances that we have for the next stage, which is to help persons to rebuild their homes. So we're pretty much right on our face. Right now we're collecting the items, putting them together. We've been advertising where persons can and get it, and we want to get that out to them.
Where can we get it to?
Okay, so if you are in the north, you can go to our main hub, which we are doing some well in there today, setting it up properly in St. James, number 6A Anderson Street. Folks in Port of Spain, we are there today from 9:30 to 5 for the rest of this month at number 93 Charlotte Street. If you are in the south, you can go to the Kairos Evangelistic Organization, and that's right there in Diamond Village, 6 to 18 Adish Drive, next to the Quick Shop. Folks in the east, you can go to Faith Assembly, it's right there by Five Rivers Junction. We have a whole lot. If you call us, we will be putting the list out. We have places in Faizabad, places in Point Fortin, Tobago. We normally work with Jesus Makes a Difference supermarket. We have the Cowie Clarks on the east side of Tobago. So we are pretty much setting up right today. We have just a formalized list right through Trinidad and Tobago to make it very easy for persons to go. People are asking, how can I go? Of course, you'll have to pay your own way, right? So we also spoke to the persons who own the Adriana to see if we could work out something where persons could actually do something, what we would call a vacation good. So you're going again, go on the cruise, but you stay 2-3 days in Barbuda to work. But the cost has been a little bit high. So we're still looking at a lot of different options. But we need people to respond immediately. So soon as we can get these things out, the Coast Guard is going over. It is already boxed, labeled, and it is just to take to the person. And then we have to monitor, see where they're going to house the persons from Barbuda. Again, it's a different situation. There will be no shelters as in a normal situation, because everything more or less has been devastated. But I mean, if we can look at what happened with Grenada, about 80% of their houses were damaged in Ivan. That's 2004, 2005 when we worked there. And if you go to Grenada today, you can hardly tell. Of course, the economic times are different. So we are optimistic, and we just want to do what we can, and we want to say to citizens, if you can just do what you can to make that difference, it might be a bag of rice, it might be coming to give you time, providing transport, meals for the volunteers, whatever it is. We always try to get as much as we can, so the end result of the funds can go direct to the persons who it has been designated to, and not in things like transport and all of that.
You have been very instrumental with relief efforts to Haiti. In fact, your name is actually very synonymous with relief efforts on Haiti. Tell us about what the transformation that you saw there, and also about the relief efforts that citizens would have made in terms of helping Haiti out. And do you see a similar response by citizens this time around for the islands affected by Irma?
Okay, the disaster in Haiti that they made, Haiti is a little bit of a challenge, because you can have something called donor fatigue, which is when you go back to the same persons with the same cause every time, Haiti again. What is interesting that after 2010, there's some minor things between 2010, they had some floods in between. But when 2016, when the disaster of the floods hit and stuff, the persons from Trinidad, I would say that their response was really good, right? Because I kind of wondered after the earthquake, even though some people make some snide remarks, but it was really good, and we were really able to make, I think, we sent like 8 containers or something like that, plus, thousands and thousands of US dollars. The mayor of San Fernando, somebody down at St. Famous. So Trinidadians, I think overall, we responded as a collective people really good to Haiti. And in the last couple of days, some people would say they were crossing their fingers. I would say I've been praying along with our team. Please God, don't let this hurricane hit Haiti, because they can't afford it. No. And even not just hitting, dumping rain, because that's what happened. I mean, a hurricane just needs to pass over Haiti, dumps and rain, and life is lost in a massive way. The people sometimes respond more, I don't know if it's good or bad, and probably that's something in human beings. So when you saw 2010, you saw people stuck on the buildings. You saw, it was just a gruesome situation. This is a lot of devastation of buildings, and thank God, not life. So what I'm hoping that people can still identify with the concept that it's human suffering. We're really grateful that life has not been lost. We're thanking God for that. But these people have really lost everything. And I think a lot of people have been communicating that. A lady called from Togo, and she was literally in tears. I mean, she said, I know I don't have much, but I need to do something. And so we have been getting tons and tons of calls, Facebook messages, WhatsApp, emails, what else have you, persons expressing a desire to help. And so I'm hoping that by this evening and over the weekend in St. James, because we are going to be in St. James, 6A Anderson Street, which is off Nizam. If you go there within the next couple of days, you will see a container that's parked right out. So you come down the Western Main Road, coming from the east, you turn left after Linda's Bakery, you turn right at Anderson, you're going to see a container there. And in that trace, we're going to be there 8 to 8 today, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. We started that container long ago, packing for Haiti. So we're going to be there. And I really hope that people, all these calls of expressing interest, concern, it won't be formulated. Schools have called. And I think that's always a good thing when we get our students involved to know that they can make that choice and that decision, maybe to give up their lunch, because we hope nothing like this ever happens to Trinidad and Tobago. And if it does, we would want to know that the other parts of the Caribbean, they're with us. Because America has their own challenges right now dealing with Harvey and possibly even Irma heading to the... So they have it down Florida, then they have it Texas. So we as a Caribbean people, we really need to band together and to... see what it is we can do to make that difference.
Now, I checked out your Facebook page. Is There Not a Cause? You have over 2,000 likes already. And I saw a Caribbean gospel music tour also to raise funds. Tell us more about that.
Okay, well, Sharon Gardner is one of the more popular gospel artists, and he was having they've been going all over the Caribbean. Incidentally, he's based in Antigua, and he was having his concert on Sunday, the 24th. So it was paid. So what he did is that he told the person, if you go back to the outlets, get back your money, or you can leave your money as a donation.
Yes.
But telling persons to bring canned items and toiletries, and that's on Sunday the 24th at the Faith Assembly. You might be so inclined to gospel music, you can still come. You can come drop off your items. We are also partnering with Gerald Lewis and Renaissance and Curtis Jordan. We are approaching the promenade, so we can have something big on the promenade to raise funds. I know also another person who works with Bungie and Fair, and they're also organizing something that same weekend, and we are going to in the east, and we are going to be the recipients because Bungie and Fair, and we have a partnership where they have worked with us. So we are open to partner with schools, religious organizations, businesses. You're watching me and you have a yacht or a boat or something that you can help. Please contact me, and I'm sure I will be allowed to give my my phone number, 394-2042, 394-2042. If you have WhatsApp, you can communicate with me. We also have 485-0377, 485-0377.
And there's an RBL account?
Yes, we are with Republic Bank, and we are with FCB. With Republic Bank, there's more than one account. You just tell them, is there not a cause account that is ending with 02? And FCB, the checking account, you can ask at the desk for is there not a cause, 1-660-410. We need all hands on deck. We need things like boxes. We need those nice storage containers like what Price Mart and Excellent Store sell, so we can really have everything packed, because we just want on the go to be able to go out with our persons and to have everything, because sometimes a boat will call and say, listen, we'll leave in the next 24 hours. If you all want to get on board, you all need to be ready. So we're preparing for, we just had a great outreach right here in Trinidad, because a lot of times, people say, what are you doing at home? We did a lot of work during Brett, and we still have 3 families that we want to give checks to in the Faizabad area. And we just sent just under 50 students back to school. This year it was less. No, we do about 100, but this year we did less than 50. We bought book bags for some, took their textbooks. So we're doing work at home. We house people. We do lots of different things. So don't worry about that, Trinidad. We have our Trinidad and Tobago people back, providing food, single mothers, persons transitioning, persons in prison. So that's taken care of, because people always ask that.
Definitely. I want to talk a little bit about logistics. Have you been able to make contact with people in Barbuda about getting relief over?
Barbuda, we have been able to make contact with. So what we've done so far, we've made contact with persons in Antigua, right? And I'll say we're waiting to see what's going to happen, in terms of they're going to move them. Well, and we heard that yesterday, and this morning at the news, we heard that they are going to be moved. So the dynamics have changed. Every day things are changing. It's a very fluid situation. And of course, it's like, they are waiting to see what's happening with Jose. This is where, because normally by now the event will have happened and you would be in the stage doing relief, first responders. Now we have to watch out for the next thing coming on the tail end. We actually have someone here from St. Martin.
Okay.
Who's a dean at the university with a tremendous amount of contacts on the ground. So we are working with her. She's just waiting to get her flight to go back in. So what we're doing as much as we can before. So once communication opens up, we have the list of persons that we want to, and we know that in Barbuda, there's no loss of life. So it wasn't like Haiti, you're wondering if your partner's alive, if they're dead, that kind of drama scenario. So everything is in place. We have the names, the numbers, if that is any good, because cell towers are cracked. So as soon as we can move, we are going in, and that's why having all the goods on hand is so critical.
All right, well, as we wrap up, we'd just like to remind you all that you can visit St. James 6A Anderson Street from 9:30 to 5 this afternoon.
No, that's for Charlotte Street, 93 Charlotte Street. That's between Park and Duke, upstairs next to Hostein's Roti Shop. But St. James 6A Anderson Street is open from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. whole weekend. And if you need to come later or earlier, you can always call us and we will make arrangements.
Let's be our brother's keeper. Of course, you can also visit her Facebook page, Is There Not a Cause?